Hey everybody, Sean Halley from Slate here, talking to you guys from Sweetwater, basically about all the new stuff we're releasing for the show. Most importantly this year, what we're basically trying to do is finish off an entire ecosystem, what we're calling the virtual recording studio. So basically an entire suite of hardware and software that works together to give you the same sort of experience you'd have with a wonderful pro studio recording tool. So the first thing we're actually talking about and releasing for the show is a brand new 8-channel interface called the VRS-8, which is this guy right here. And if you thought it was just another 8-channel interface, you'd be far mistaken, basically. As you can imagine from Slate Digital, we don't really have a tendency to cut corners very much, which is one of the reasons why we're certainly one of the most crazy brands to look at the moment. In any case, so this box actually has 8 of the VMS mic pre's in it. So the exact same pre's that are in our award-winning VMS mic system, there are 8 of them in here, which means you can use our award-winning mic modeling software on all of your inputs. It is full of boutique components, so it uses brand new AKM 5578 converters, which means that coupled with some creative circuit design means that we achieve a full 124 dB dynamic range on all of our inputs, which is pretty ridiculous actually. So that's far above most of our competitors, especially when I tell you the price. It actually uses discrete op amps for the inputs and all the outputs. So basically you're talking an OPA 1612, which is 5 times the price of the 5532 chips that everybody else uses. So for the headphone amps, we're actually using discrete custom headphone amps. So as opposed to using very inexpensive just ways to make your headphones a little louder, we actually want to make them sound studio quality and pristine. So when you're plugging headphones into this box, you don't have to worry about not hearing it in beautiful clarity. So not only that, this has a full satellite grade clocking system in it. So we're using 4 temperature-controlled crystal oscillators to make sure that this thing is absolutely solid and clean and distortion-free. And knowing that we wanted to be able to use all of our fantastic modelless software with this live, we had to come up with a new technology we're calling LLN, or Low Latency Native. And it basically means that we have a hardwired, custom-built chipset in this box. There's no firmware or anything in the actual audio path to slow things down. It means that we can achieve, at 96K, a round-trip latency of 0.7 milliseconds. So, for all of you people that actually memorize specs like that, that is the same speed as Pro Tools HDX. So, in a native solution, you can actually use and monitor through our live microphones, our microphone emulations, our preamp emulations, basically getting everything you need so you can monitor and still change your mind later, which is amazing. So, not only that, for all of you folks that love connections, you'll notice on the back here that we have both Thunderbolt and PCIe. That's on purpose, mostly because for PC people, when you're talking about multi-channel interfaces, traditionally you're limited to USB, which is pretty terrible for multi-channel audio. It's fine for 2 channels at once, but when you're trying to get up into 16 or 32 channels, it's really not a very good solution because USB requires the CPU manages the connection. So it means that when you use USB for audio, your CPU load is higher and your latency is higher. So this will work as Thunderbolt with any Mac, of course, any new Mac that has Thunderbolt. But if you have an older Mac that has a PCIe slot or a PC tower that has PCIe slots, we actually offer a PCIe card, which is this guy. So you can put this PCI card in your older computer or your PC computer and get the exact same low latency performance you'd expect from Thunderbolt on a Macintosh, which is pretty awesome. So this box is, well, okay, I'm going to tell you about the price in a second, but second thing we're actually announcing, which is all the thing we're going to fill out the virtual recording system, is the brand new ML2 small diaphragm microphone modeler. So this guy has the same ultra-linear, ultra-flat, ultra-high bandwidth response that its larger brother, the ML1, that you're familiar with in the VMS system, but in a much smaller package. And it means that you can stick this in places that you normally couldn't stick a large diaphragm microphone for fear of blowing it up or having your drummer beat the crap out of it, right? It's not a good thing to do. Anyway, so this thing is actually small enough that you can leave it set up on your drum kit at all times and change which microphones you'd like to use later. And it can do this because if you see the switch here, it goes from normal to dynamic. This microphone can actually emulate both condenser and dynamic designs, and it can do this Because it has the ability to change the way the microphone actually works, the core behavior. So when we did a bunch of investigation of small diaphragm microphones, even the top condensers that we found when we really got into the nuts and bolts of them, they all saturate when you hit a snare really hard. It doesn't mean it sounds bad. It just means that when we're trying to look for an absolutely clean, unsaturated signal so that we can perform our modeling magic on it, that wasn't going to happen. So you flick this guy to dynamic, it attenuates the mic, and it repolarizes the capsule to give it more of a dynamic behavior. So that means that you can do dynamic mics like RE20s and 57s and 421s and things like that, but you can also do ribbons like 121s. You can do some large diaphragm condenser mics as well, like the 414 and the U67. So we're pretty excited. These microphones are, this basically is only $150. So this mic, if you already have an ML2 or an ML1 VMS system, $150 for you. However, the idea is you're supposed to use it with the VRS mic preamp, the VRS interface. So here's the way the pricing works. Everyone that buys a VRS-8 gets a permanent license for the preamp models. They get an entire year of the everything bundle, so that's every plugin that we make, top third-party plugins, and everything that we make for the next year, and it's only $19.99. So you're talking super high-quality components. You're talking really low latency, and a fantastic circuit design. So that is only $19.99. Now, if you decide that you want to actually add a ML2, for $24.99, you can actually get 5 microphones, a year of the everything bundle, and the VRS-8, sorry. Anyway, the ML1, our large diaphragm microphone, if you want one of those as well, for $29.99, you get 5 of these microphones, 1 ML1 large diaphragm microphone, the VRS-8, and a year of the everything bundle. So it's a fantastic deal. We are really excited about it. We put out a video the other night, and within only a day and a half or so, it's gotten 70,000 views. So it's the hit of the show from what we can gather. If you guys want more information about all of this stuff that we're talking about, make sure you contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. So thanks a lot. Cheers.